I actually love seeing people progress and become better. So that's what my passion is.
Welcome to my posing coach. My name's Amy Fox and I'm joined today by one of my own clients and one of the girls that actually is featured on my website, myposingcoach.com, Greta Razey. She's a senior personal trainer at Fitness First and she specialises in bikini beach bodies and all kinds of transformations. So welcome to the show, Greta.
Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
I'm good.
We were sitting outside just before and getting covered by ash. So the bushfires have been pretty nasty, haven't they?
Yes, definitely. A lot worse out this way than town, but yeah.
And you guys can probably notice the accent. So she's actually from New Zealand.
You don't hold it against me.
Yeah. Do you get bushfires in New Zealand? Or is this something like new to you?
Not really. It's very new. Yeah.
Full on. And you actually said, because we're recording in Ramsgate at the moment and you come from the city, so you drove this way and obviously said that the the weather and everything just looked terrible the further you got out of the city. So it's not so bad, like you're not as affected in the CBD?
No, not at all. So I feel like I've just had a barbecue and when I come out this way. Yeah.
No, awesome. Greta, we've got heaps to talk about today, and I wanted to start with, when you were younger, you actually were telling me that one of your dreams was to become an aerobics instructor.
Yes.
But that didn't happen. You became a personal trainer.
Yeah, well, I ended up wanting to be an aerobics instructor, but got told I wouldn't make any money.
So who was the person that crushed your dreams?
Oh, it's my dad. I just went and ended up falling into marketing. I did that for about 10 years. Yeah.
And so fitness wasn't on the radar at all? You just did the marketing stuff?
I kept up with it, but and then sort of went overseas and put on a bit of weight and then joined a gym again. And that's when I decided that, here we go. I'm just going to follow the dream and do it anyway and not listen to Dad.
Because I can't imagine you doing anything else but fitness, because to me you're the type of person that, fitness is everything.
Yes.
You love it, and I can't imagine you in another role, especially not something like marketing. It just seems weird to me.
It was very odd. I did feel like I did a lot of event work as well, so I could be outside a little bit.
Yeah.
But I got to the stage where I was just like, I love personal training with my trainer, and just found.
So you had a
that
coach,
spark.
like once you got back from your holiday and you
Yes.
wanted to do a bit of a transformation yourself.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I had a personal trainer pretty much a week after joining the gym.
Yeah.
Because I realised that pump class wasn't for me.
Really?
It's very uncoordinated. Didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to be like all the PTs walking around, looking amazing. So I just looked at one I thought had the biggest muscles, and she turned out to be Australian. So
who was that?
Carrie Farmer.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, great lady.
Yeah.
Swore like a trooper. Great trainer. She sort of made me think I could do it as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And when you say, like, you came back from your holiday overweight, what's overweight for Greta?
Well, for the first time in my life, I couldn't fit my jeans, and I'm naturally really skinny. So I put on probably 5 kgs, which for me is...
Felt like a lot.
Yeah. So, I just sort of got to do something about this, and that's when I sort of walked into the gym and was basically like, sign me up. Yeah.
So how many PTs a week were you doing?
I was doing, I'm really embarrassed now, I was just doing 2.
Yeah? So training in the gym 2 sessions a week, and
Yep.
were you walking or anything else on your own?
I was trying to do weights by myself. I was one of those girls that went on bodybuilding.com.
Don't knock that.
Yep.
Bodybuilding.com was awesome.
They grew me some good guns.
Yeah.
So I went on there and was just doing their programs as well as my coach's stuff. And I actually did grow quite well. I had some good newbie gains. And then she ended up retiring. So I just keep moving on to different PTs that could teach me as well.
And you said you actually really like lifting heavy.
Yes, I do.
Any particular lifts that, have got your name on it that you enjoy, or?
Oh, I do like a bit of a sumo deadlift.
Yeah.
I love a squat. Those two for me, if I can master those and get those weights up, that's really cool.
And that's coming from a PT too that has been, doing it for years. It takes a long time to master a squat, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's very technical.
Yeah.
It takes time. So a lot of new people, they'll go into the gym and they'll want to be, squatting straight away. It's easier said than done though, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with the different body types as well. Because I've got quite a long torso and things. I found the low bar squat my squat.
I was about to say, what do you prefer, like a high bar squat or low bar squat? So it's low bar.
Yeah,
just feels
low
more
bar.
comfortable.
Yeah, and I think because you get more glutes, and
Yes.
I'm all about building glutes.
Yeah, because what's your dream body? Like, what are you aiming for?
Oh, my ultimate aim would probably be to look a little bit like Angelina, the IFBB Pro winner for many years.
Texera?
Yeah, that's the one.
I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Yes,
Yeah.
she's got the Brazilian genetics, but I like to defy my own, try and aesthetically build towards that point.
Yeah. And Angelica as well. I think she won the Olympia, was it 2 or 3 times? I'm pretty sure it's at least 2.
3 possibly.
Is it? Yeah.
She's won so much that I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think she's the ideal IFBB look, and you're a judge, so you've probably...
Unfortunately, I've never had the pleasure of judging Angelica. I've had the pleasure of judging you, though.
Yes.
And it's funny because with the IFBB, as it stands at the moment, they're very strict on judging your clients. So at present, because there isn't enough judges that are stepping up to judge, what we've had to do is make it very clear if we've got clients in that category, so that our head judge can then assess our scores and make sure that there's no bias towards our clients, which is, I think that's a fantastic way. It should be like that. It should be very transparent. But I remember seeing you on stage, and then pictures of you when you first started in the gym, and the squatting's working because the bum's growing. Yeah. So you're definitely changing your shape, and your proportions look a lot different as a result. Yeah. You're saying you're longer in the torso, but yeah, it's funny just with the posing as well, how different you can look just by, placing your hand in different positions, making your legs look long and your bum look bigger. But
absolutely,
getting to the posing, that's how you and I met, didn't we?
Yes. Yep. It was it 2017?
Was it?
Yes, it was then. So I came to you through a trainer at work. Well, actually, our manager at Fitness First. And she just said, you've got to go see Amy. Yes.
She's just retired from Fitness First.
She has. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, good on her, but she will be missed. But yeah, she was awesome.
She's at your club now, or she's at another Fitness First now?
She left us for Bond Street.
Traitor.
Yeah, no, we're still upset about it. A year later, it's fine. But yeah, she just said, you're the best. Definitely see you. So I was like, okay, cool. And that's when we met, because I sort of did that first posing one with you, and that was for a New Zealand show. I think it's Waikato. Yeah.
So that was 2017.
Yeah.
And at that point, so I was doing your posing here in Australia, but you were actually online coached by Sheena, and Sheena's a New Zealand-based IFBB Bikini Pro.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And everyone in Australia knows her long blonde hair, like phenomenal body. She has made the Olympia though, hasn't she?
Yes.
She's made it through to the Olympia.
Yeah, she actually did really well for New Zealand. I think she's living back there now. She went to US for a while.
I thought she was too.
Yeah, so she's still looking great, training everyone. But for me, I really needed someone in the same country. Because
it's so strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some people need people that are, here face to face, and then other people are, they actually really blossom and bloom when they've got an online coach and they can just get on with it and do their own thing.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about doing posing with you. I could actually see you in person, and you're very particular with every movement.
Fussy.
And I like it. And so am I. So it was really good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greta.
No
I'll pay you later.
Yeah.
No, it was good fun. I actually remember our sessions, and like you were saying with the aerobic stuff, doing body pump, feeling a bit uncoordinated. Like we had some good laughs in those sessions.
Yes. And with me, like, because I did tell you I'm clumsy, I don't know left to right, this type of thing. It was really good because you even put those little blocks down to show me where people sit. And so I actually felt very confident for the first time in my life getting on a stage.
Because it is nerve-wracking, isn't it?
Yes, very much.
And they do, not that they change the rules exactly, but they do have different things happen depending on how busy the show is.
Yes.
So if the show's running behind, they might teach you to, or tell you to speed up, or, you know, cut out a pose to save time. And that can really throw a new competitor off, can't it?
Well, I did laugh when you said we had to do it fast and then slow. And I was like, why am I doing this? This is weird. Yeah. And then, it did come up. They were like, you know, we're short on time.
Hurry up.
That was the New Zealand show. So I was like, right, I got this.
Oh, that's right. I remember you telling me about that. How much time do you reckon they gave you?
Oh, not long. Under 30 seconds or something.
Yeah.
But I had it in the bag, so that was good.
Yeah, we'd practice stuff faster.
Right, fast forward. Yeah.
Change. Yeah, hit a pose, move.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's very difficult, and I find that just walking in the heels and then trying to stabilise when you're trying to go fast and nervous, and not necessarily nervous but excited.
Yeah.
It's hard to balance, isn't it?
Well, that's right. I also suffer from stage fright.
No, you don't.
Yep. I used to
didn't know
get
this.
cold sweats. Yeah.
Really?
So for me, the first reason I got on stage was to overcome that fear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I forgot to mention that you've never known, but
No, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me this when you were coming to posing lessons either.
I know.
And I wouldn't have picked that at all.
Yeah, so when I got on the New Zealand stage, I was so nervous. I felt like I was really stiff in my turns and stuff, and that's why I booked some more with you when I got back, because I was like, I need to really master this.
Work on it.
Yeah, but the Melbourne show was fantastic. I had no one there, and it was actually easier because I didn't feel that pressure.
You had a lot of family and friends watching you in NZ? Was that the reason?
And straight onto the Pro-Am stage. So a huge crowd, all the guys from US were there, so it drew in like so many people. And I thought, it's quite a big show to do. But
do you remember how many in your lineup?
Over 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like everyone wanted to do that show, and I hadn't realised.
Just how big it was.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it was that big.
It was huge, but I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. Like I thought, well, why not? And Sheena did warn me. She said, look, it's going to be huge.
It's going to be a tough show.
But great practice. So I was like, yep, I'll do it. Yeah.
So that was your first time ever on stage?
Yeah.
And so with your pictures and things, what colour costume were you wearing? Was that the blue one?
Oh, yeah, the mermaidy.
Oh, the mermaid with the purple and then the green.
That's right. Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah. So I actually had to wear the same bikini on my next show because they banned my other one. I had the Aussie sort of bottoms that New Zealand didn't allow, and I hadn't realised. So I had to wear my old bikini again. So yeah.
So the rules are slightly different over there where like here you're allowed the Brazilian cut.
Yes, yeah.
Like the Olympia girls, but what, do you have to have half the bum covered or something?
Yes, and I didn't realise, and then I sort of showed up and you know, it's just lucky I bought the old one. I was like, just in case. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But they look like two different bikinis because my body had changed a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the difference between those two shows?
I think the difference...
Like in time?
Yeah, I had a little bit more time to build muscle, build some confidence, did more training with you as well, which was awesome. And also just a couple of tips that you gave me about, you know, keep deadlifting, keep squatting. I was like, yep, definitely. So I felt more confident that on that show it was a smaller stage. So after going from a big one to a small stage, I was like, is this it? Okay. Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a good one to do in that. Yeah. It's nice as well when you've got that little bit of confidence and you can try new things on stage. Like, do you remember if you sort of thought, you know, I'm feeling pretty good today, I might give this pose a go, or I might try doing this? Did you have a different mindset?
Well, they did change a pose last minute, which was they had a certain side pose that you had to do, and then they said, you can, you know, put your hand down your leg now and you don't have to do the twist.
Oh, okay.
But I still had to stick to it because I just...
That's what you knew.
Yeah. And a lot of girls were like, that looks better. Like, so when we practiced, we had that whole different routine.
Yeah.
And it just works better for my shape as well. Yeah.
It's funny because you can actually start to manipulate and change your posing as your shape changes, because obviously you can get away with different things.
Yeah.
So I'm quite interested to watch you at your next show and what we can kind of implement differently so you don't end up with the same pictures. That's what I just say to the girls, like, you don't want the same pictures all the time. So if we can try something new and if it feels good, then we'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What was your favourite pose?
My favourite one was probably this kind of going into the back pose where
The transition?
and
also?
I flicked my hair and you're like, oh no, she's too muscly.
Because you had lines in your back, Greta. And in Australia, if the girls have got lines in their back and the lines don't match the lines in their legs, then they get marked down.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit.
Yeah, she's got the muscly back. But it was one of my favourite photos, so I'm glad I accidentally moved the hair. But yeah.
Because it did look really good.
Yeah, that was like my favourite. And I did quickly put the hair back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems weird that you actually have to hide definition though, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I sort of thought, you work so hard for this. It'd be great to show it.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll try and keep the hair on the back next time.
Well, the thing is, the goal for next time is to bring your lower body in as conditioned as your upper so that you can leave your hair, because not a lot of girls know this either, but if you've got the same balance of conditioning through the lower half and the upper body, then they don't mind if you move your hair to the side and show your back. It's just that in bikini, most of the time, in order to get the legs in, your back needs to be peeled. So they've got that difference in conditioning, so that's where you lose the mark. But if we can sort out the lower body, not that your lower body was out of shape last time, but bring it in even leaner, and you can show your back.
Oh, awesome. I'm up for that.
Yeah, so I think that's a good goal.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I just want to jump all the way back to the beginning. You actually said beforehand when we were chatting that you were teaching aerobics, but they were to your school friends. Tell me about that.
Oh, yes, yeah. That I actually totally forgot, but I'd met one of my best friends from primary school over here, and we're having a coffee, and she said, oh, do you remember when you made me go on stage with you at assembly? I was like, no. She said, we dressed up in aerobic gear and you made us do an aerobic performance in front of the whole school. And I was like, oh, yeah, I do. So that was like when I was probably about 10. So I made them do the leg kicks and everything. Yeah.
So did you guys get Aerobics Oz style? Did you get that
we
Australian program over there?
Yeah, that's where I got all my moves from.
Yeah, well, because I used to do that. My mum used to do that in the mornings sometimes, and I used to join her.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Used to be the cool thing.
Yeah, even when you were, young, like the aerobics was really cool.
That's right. I think we even had the leotards, and it's pretty impressive.
Did you get any of the boys doing it as well, or was it just girls?
Just the girls.
Just the girls.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I thought, you know what? Yeah, I can just imagine little kids doing that, and it would have been awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I can't believe I blacked it out. It's really weird.
Probably because your dad said no money in that, and you're like, nah, forget it.
That's right. Yep, that's gone.
Greta, leading into your next show, because we've just been in discussion about, what you're going to do next, tell the listeners what your goals are.
My goals? Well, basically, my goals are I want to grow my legs more for the show.
Which show? Like which show?
August 29th. We decided on the Bendigo Classic in Melbourne. So I'm really excited about that show. That's the one I did a couple of years ago with you as well. So we're going to do our 20-week prep, and I'm at the moment just trying to build up to that stage. As you know, I'm naturally slim, so I have to eat a lot of food and lift a lot of weight.
So what calories are you on at the moment? Because you've been following a couple of different plans in the off-season, which, I encourage girls to do as well, like do something different to get your mind in the zone, or whatever you have to do to find that motivation, that's what you do. Yeah. So whose programs have you been following in the off-season?
Well, I've actually been following Melissa Lehman at the moment. So she does WBFF.
I was going to say she's from WBFF. Yeah. That's right.
And I thought, I'll give her a go and learn some new tricks and see how she builds up her girls. We've just been working on building up legs and things.
Which I think you've actually been doing very well.
Oh, yes.
I can see some differences. You sent me some photos the other night, I think.
Oh, yes, that's not flexing, by the way. That's relaxed.
Yeah, relaxing pictures, but
Yeah.
your legs definitely look like they've muscled up, and same with your glutes. So
basically I also incorporate a bit of my own stuff, not that she knows yet.
now she does.
Yeah, a few glute thrusts and things thrown in there, but it's really fun to be doing like different styles, and just eating lots of food. So on about 2,600 a day.
That's good for you.
Yeah,
that's awesome actually.
And rest day I have cheat meals. Yeah, I know you're opening your eyes there. Yeah. So I'm enjoying them till prep starts. So no, it is good. It's very hard training, but that's the style I love anyway. Yeah.
So what sort of reps and sets are you doing? Like what are you focusing on right now?
So at the moment, focusing on building. So there is a lot of low reps. So between 1 to 5. There are also high reps in there as well to get sort of both slow and fast twitch. So a lot of supersets. A lot of kicks and squats and all the booty stuff, and the upper body we've just increased now as well because my upper body was more built than the lower. So we're trying to match it now.
Now it's starting to balance out a little bit, so you can include more.
Yes.
Yeah.
And trying to grow those glutes. Yeah.
So are your sessions lasting an hour, or do you find that because you're lifting heavier and then having more rest, you know, they're dragging out a little bit longer?
Yeah, it's definitely longer, sometimes an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But, just because of the longer rests, and also I'm taking the time to do like a lot of stretching and foam rolling and stuff after, which,
Perfect.
Yeah, I used to be very bad at, and I realised that is part of the program, so yeah.
And you have to make time for it as well because, Greta, how old are you now?
I'm 42.
Yeah. And do you find that like you're more susceptible to injury now, or like do you notice any stiffnesses or
I have
tightnesses?
noticed. Yeah, just lower back and stuff. I'm actually quite hypermobile, so I see an osteo that just checks me out, makes sure that I'm not overdoing things and stabilise.
Once a week, or how often do you go there?
I see him once a month now.
Okay, that's good.
But, just very flexible. Even my squats, I've got to be really careful because I arse to grass all the time.
Do you?
And, I've got to just be really diligent with how I do it and make sure everything's switched on. And it comes in handy as well, being really flexible to do certain exercise. But, so I'm working with an osteo and then foam rolling and doing all that stuff now as well.
So what do you focus on with the foam rolling? Like what areas do you find get particularly tight? You said lower back.
Yes. Lower back, but also like lats. My lats are always quite tight, so I'll have to really get into those. And quads, because I'm doing a lot of leg building, I find my quads get quite tight. So, yeah.
Do you think any of that is a result from, having a job corporate-based for 10 years as well? Like have you noticed any flow-on effect of stiffness and tightness from that?
Yeah, definitely. So because I did a lot of like graphic design as well within that role, I was staring at like 2 screens sometimes, and it didn't matter how big the computer screen was, I'd still lean forward, which is really makes no sense. But
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know whether
the posture sort of goes.
When you concentrate, you lean forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're trying to see something that you forget to zoom. Yeah.
So do you find that, did you find your posture was affected in terms of rolled shoulders or just?
Definitely rolled shoulders. So even though I had a strong back, there were certain things that, even just your T's and your Y exercises and things that I kind of left to the side as being lazy. So I've picked all those back up again. And just doing a little bit more rotator cuff work as well. Just things like watching my shoulders more and things. I did get what I thought was tennis elbow, and even the osteos. He said it's hyperextending everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he just said, no, you're hypermobile. You just need to learn how to control your body a bit more. Yeah. And it definitely strengthen all the shoulders and the back and the under the scap and things like that. Yeah.
And doing, marketing for 10 years and obviously then moving into personal training, have you found that having an understanding of corporate life has really helped you as a trainer, being in the CBD?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of the guys Love the fact that I understand if they're stuck in a meeting. I know all that kind of stuff. And, you know, I've even had people stuck in lifts and all sorts. And some trainers can be quite hard on that, whereas I sort of, if I can fit them in that same day, I will. Like, they will text me as soon as possible, and I understand how stressful their jobs are. How even, especially in Sydney, people are like really overworked. They're not sleeping properly. They don't eat properly. So I sort of have to address that when I take them on as a client, as well as like basically the beginning of their training is actually going through what time do you sleep, what time you're getting up, things like that.
What are most of them saying, like in terms of their sleep?
Oh,
like,
6 hours, 5
like
hours.
broken sleep or just short?
Stressful sleep. They will watch TV till midnight sometimes. So even one lady, I said, what sort of things are you watching? Like, are you actually switching off, or are you watching something that makes you think all night? And she's like, oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So it's sort of working through all those with them and their mindset and stuff, as well as training.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I can't watch like shoot 'em up type films before I go to bed because it revs me up.
Yes.
Like, I have to watch something a little bit calmer with no gunfire and no explosions.
Yes, or even like a documentary. I can't do them because
Really?
I will be thinking about it all night.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the planet was formed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's true though. Like, just being, you don't necessarily need to change these sleep habits immediately as a trainer, but just making your clients aware of things that are, you know, stirring them up and
That's right.
perhaps
And even
affecting their sleep.
how to turn their phone off, what sort of half an hour before, try and switch things off.
So you're putting little rules in place or little things that they can try and achieve?
Yeah, they have like a little checklist I put together. So we go over like water consumption, just even cutting out a few things to start with, and then I actually find out what sort of foods they like, and then I'll base like a guideline for them to eat on that. So it'll be stuff that's manageable, and then as they progress, I sort of treat it more as a prep with each client. Yeah,
It's funny. I do the same thing.
Yes.
So it ends up turning into not a prep diet, but very similar in terms of smaller meals, more regular.
Yes, that's
that
right.
style,
Yeah.
and it becomes quite simple, a simple way of eating as well.
Well, some can't cook. They don't have time. So I have to come up with things that they can get at the supermarket on the way to work, or if they go out, what meals to kind of choose, right, you know.
And what are your suggestions, like if they're going to like a work function or what have you, do you sort of say, listen, instead of having this is what you can...
Yeah, like even just you're at a restaurant, I'm like, well, if they've got steak, order a steak, have some like cooked potato and veggies, and I'll have fresh fish, prawns, and they're sort of like, oh yeah, I can order that. I don't need to get the pizza, and you know, yeah. So it just keeps them feeling better as well the next day. But I do let them have, you know, the free meals to eat and enjoy. And if they do eat food that probably over their energy level type thing, then I just say to them, well, I hope you enjoyed it, you know, so they don't stress about it.
Yeah. It's a nice approach as well. And like, as you know, everyone has a different approach to training clients and in terms of how strict they are.
Yes.
I feel like I'm probably more like you as well. Like, if you're going to do it, you better enjoy it. Otherwise, why are you doing it?
Why bother? Why feel guilty? Yeah.
And obviously these people aren't in comp prep, so it's you don't have to be as much of a bully, do you?
That's right. I remember asking you every week, can I have a cheat meal now?
And I was thinking, how many weeks has Greta done without a cheat meal?
I did 12.
Yeah, I know.
Counted.
But in the beginning, you know what? I didn't even think to talk about the whole cheat meal thing.
It's probably a good idea, because then I would have been like, really?
Like hanging out for it. But you know, when I used to prep, I couldn't have a cheat meal, otherwise I'd just blow it. Like, I had no self-control whatsoever, whereas I find you're actually very good in terms of cheat meals, because I think we set, was it a month out? We did a couple of mock trial runs with
we did.
like a carb up, or I think we did, was it you that we did the ribs?
No, but that sounds nice. No, I did the burger and chips.
Oh, you were the burger and chips girl. That's
and
right.
then I did the pizza.
Yeah. Which one was better? I can't remember now because one of them
Pizza.
actually worked better.
Yeah, actually the burger, we discovered I was bloated, and that used to be my pre-comp meal.
Yes.
Twice in a row. I was like, oh no. But the
I think
pizza
we had burger
was
and
great.
chips first, and then
Yeah.
didn't we do the burger with the gluten-free bun minus the chips?
Yes, and that still wasn't
Bloated
great.
you, yeah.
That's right. And then you said, what about a meat lover's pizza? And I was like,
So
oh,
we
she's
did the high
crazy.
sodium,
Yeah.
high fat
Yep.
with carbs.
And I snuck a dessert in the second time and I looked better.
Yeah, so it was just
So it was,
it was
tiramisu,
funny like that, yeah.
meat lovers.
How many red wines did we end up having?
Well, you thought I had one, but I had two.
Liar. We're going into prep again. Now, if you say something to me, I'm going to have to
double it.
Who at Fitness First can I get to dob on you?
No one. They don't know me. No.
Great.
No one knows me.
All
It's
right,
fine.
I'm going to have to figure that out.
But it worked, right?
Yeah, it did actually.
Yeah.
It did. And it's funny because, you know, and I know it's bro science, but some girls can cope with having a glass of red wine beforehand and it works really well, and others, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing happens, or they look worse.
Yeah, and I feel sorry for them.
Yeah,
I was really delighted to have my pizza before the comp. All the girls looked like they were going to kill me on backstage. They could
It was
not
only two
believe it.
pieces though. I'm sure we had two pieces. How many pieces did
It
you
was a
really
whole
have?
pizza. It was always a whole pizza.
Was
I
it?
told you.
I have to go back through my notes. I can't remember this whole pizza business. I can't believe I even said that this would be okay.
Yeah, but I woke up and you're like, oh yeah, your abs are there.
Wow, yeah,
and
the
everything's
pictures-
popped out.
The
Yeah.
pictures were speaking volumes because you were actually looking better.
Yeah, and I just, because I think you originally said 1 glass of wine, 2 bits of meat lovers, and I got it wrong, and I had the whole meat lovers and a tiramisu
You looked good.
and the wine, and then I had to confess to you, and that's when that was the meal.
Yeah, so that ended up being it. That's it.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember saying a whole pizza is a good idea.
No,
I mean,
but
that
it was-
doesn't not
yeah.
sound like something I would say, but 2 pieces, yes. That's right. So it was a stuff up, but it actually worked.
Yeah,
And that's the beauty of doing the mock trials, because you can suss out this stuff. And the good thing with you was you were lean early, so we could play around with it. And the other thing I will say is when you follow your diet, Greta, you follow it, perfectly. So then you can start to manipulate things and really see where different foods are affecting you.
Yeah,
and it was
that's
funny
right.
that the whole burger thing just was a no-go immediately, wasn't it?
And I had that for 2 shows. I couldn't believe it because I never tested it before.
Yep.
It was just, oh, that's what people eat. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, okay. And I always wondered why my abs weren't as good. But then that last comp, they were like there.
You were definitely leaner, drier.
Yeah.
I was happy with your condition. I thought you looked good.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the other girls all did funny little things, but they're all very different. So I had one girl that she can't have a cheat meal the night before the show at all. Like it just has to literally be fish, bit of broccoli, green beans. That's it.
Yeah, very sad.
Yeah, it's sad times. Sad times. And then Carlotta, the other girl that was competing with you, sushi was her magic meal.
Yeah, she said sushi.
So she was smashing the sushi backstage. So
Yeah.
everyone's probably thinking, what are Amy's clients doing? They're eating
Yeah, and
like
there's
this one's
Greta
eating
with
sushi
pizza.
like a maniac, and
Yeah.
Greta's over there eating a whole meat lovers pizza and drinking.
Yeah, have a few wines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very relaxed,
Yeah.
I wasn't hungry when I went on stage. I felt really good.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
good.
great. Yeah.
And I was just so nervous about with the quantity of food as well. And I guess this is because of your genetics as well, being naturally slim and slender, higher metabolism. The food doesn't necessarily sit in your stomach, so you weren't getting that, food belly.
Bloating. No, I literally, and I do recall you asking me to test it at 4 a.m. once.
Yes.
Do you remember that? That was
We did
fun.
timings differently. Yeah.
It was almost payback, so I had to have a glass of wine and pizza at 4 a.m.
Vomit.
Yeah,
Just gross.
you have to do these things. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, my fiance, gets up at 1 o'clock in the morning. That's when he has his cheesecake before the show. So his magic food is cheesecake.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, but has to have it at that time, because if he has it too early in the evening, where normal dinner time would be no later than 8 o'clock, for example, then the effect of that food is gone by the morning and he's flat again. So
Yeah, for me it was any time, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we know.
Yeah, now we know. But the thing is, your body might change again, so we're going to have to do some sort of mock pizza run as well.
I'm still testing it. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Because what time were you on stage that day? Do you remember in Melbourne? Was it after
10?
lunch or earlier?
I think it was like maybe 10.
10.
And then we finished at 4. So we finished way earlier than expected.
Yes. Yeah. And what was the first thing you ate afterwards?
Oh, I went and had a pasta.
Pasta.
Yes. And another red wine.
Yeah.
Pasta, red wine, and I think I had some chocolate. Yeah.
And you felt satisfied? Like, did you feel like you wanted to keep eating after shows? Because for me, I was always ravenous after a show, but it's more mental rather than, physical.
I think because my pre-show meal was pretty good, I didn't feel that, whereas every other show I have.
Yes.
So when I actually did your prep, I didn't feel bad at all. It was really nice. Like I wasn't even tired. Just because of the variety of food and the amount of food I was eating. It was really, really good. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
And you're competing this time around with one of your friends, Dill.
Yes.
You're both doing the same show.
That's right. I've convinced her to join me on stage. So I have a friend.
And she's training at Fitness First as well? Or
she's at World Gym.
Okay.
Yep. So
Castlereagh World Gym.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, so I meet her there on the weekends and we do like a leg day and have a little cheat meal after, which is good.
What's the gym like?
Oh, the gym's
good. Because I haven't been there yet.
Yeah, it's got like every hammer machine a girl could want and every leg machine. So just telling you now for the next prep.
That's what you're going to do.
You can give me any machines. It's great.
Yeah, you should take some photos of the machine so I can work it into your program.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So I joined it because of the leg machines, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because every gym has a different setup. So do you find that quite hard with the corporate workers coming into Fitness First, being exposed to all of this different equipment when they go back home? Because a lot of them commute.
Yeah.
Do you find that they struggle to stick to the program because the equipment's very different?
Yeah, well, a lot of people are good. They'll tell me. They'll be like, oh, this machine's not there. And so I will try and use all the machines that are at their gym near their house. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is a really good question because a lot of people program and don't ask or forget to ask. And I've got a couple online that I get them to do the photos because sometimes it's an apartment gym.
Yes.
So I'll design it for that. Yeah,
it makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it makes you think as a trainer too, because you get so used to having, because I'm at Titan, this huge array of awesome equipment, and then suddenly trying to, use a cable machine and that's it.
Yes.
For a whole body workout, it can be quite tough, but it does make you think, keeps you on your toes anyway.
Yeah, especially even with they've just got dumbbells. I can do a program just with that. I mean, I remember you gave me a dumbbell one for...
Was that you were going away? What were you doing then?
That one was the beginning of the prep, just to get all the symmetry right. So we did heaps of dumbbells, and it was actually way tougher than I thought. I was like, oh, dumbbells, easy. No.
For a whole workout, yeah. And it's funny because when you go from then dumbbells to put someone on a machine for a whole workout on all the machines, you think the same thing, like, oh, this is going to be easy. I don't need to stabilise. I don't need to worry about it. And then all of a sudden, you know, it's really hard because you're able to lift so much heavier.
That's right.
So it becomes a different kind of hard.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we did a lot of strengths towards the end.
Yeah.
And I actually was lifting heavy to the point people did come and ask me, like...
Are you prepping? What's wrong with you?
Well, are you actually on a prep? How are you lifting that?
I just had a burger last night.
Just had my pizza, I'm fine. Yeah. So that was really cool that people were actually quite impressed by the sheer weight.
Well, it's not the norm, Greta. Like normally, you lose strength, don't you?
That's right, yeah. Instead I was getting stronger. Yeah.
So it was a good indicator that we were eating enough protein. You're actually probably growing into your show as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Growing and getting leaner.
Yes, exactly what we'll do this time.
Yeah, well, that's the goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you organised your costume for the next show yet? Like, have you got in your head what you want to wear, or is that a secret?
It is a secret.
Yeah.
And you chose it.
Yes. So are you going to go with that one that I said?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, awesome.
It's going to be different, that's all I can say.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, good. I'm happy about that. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. Very good choice.
Yeah. So you'll have to wait and see come August what Greta ends up wearing.
Yes.
Because it's not very Greta.
No, it's the opposite of what I would choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us what you're going to choose though.
I was going to choose this lovely, was it dark blue?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
But you've worn blue before. This is what I was saying. You've worn blue before.
Yes. And you're like, that's nice, but no.
Yeah. You should wear this colour. Yeah.
Yes.
That's the best part. Like I found that choosing the costume and going through all of that process, like getting ready with the hair, tan, makeup, that's the part I loved.
Oh yeah, and even like just doing a different curl in your hair can make
Exciting.
You look way better on stage. Yeah, yeah.
And it's funny because you spend so much time in the gym looking like a mess. Like that's part of it becomes
like the no makeup, the messy bun. Yeah,
sweaty all the time.
Yeah,
yeah. No, 100%. Greta, have you got any sponsors or anyone you would like to shout out to, or?
Yeah, I guess I'd like to shout out to BPI Sports. So these guys approached me after my second show. So they sponsored me for the past few years since then. Awesome team. Really love working with them. And
tell us about what sort of things they offer. Like what do they have?
Well, they've got pretty much anything you want. So I've at the moment use what am I on there now? Their protein. You love their best BCAAs just while I work out. And
have they got much caffeine, or are they just there?
Yeah, they have a little bit, but like I'm really bad with pre-workouts and things. Like I get the shakes and everything, but they have the one more reps, so that's non-stim.
Yeah.
It's got like beetroot powder in it and things like that.
I love the beetroot powder. I think that works really well actually, doesn't it?
Yeah. I know, I'm absolutely fine on it. And it's great for leg days especially.
Yeah.
Because I do love to kill my legs. But yeah, and creatine, so I'm taking that at the moment as well. I'm a bit naughty because I keep forgetting it, so I'm starting up again. But
once you start your prep, we'll put all of those in place, and then it's just like, you just follow the program, don't you?
Should be awesome. Yes.
And Greta, if people want to contact you for personal training or online coaching, advice, how do they get hold of you?
You can get hold of me on my Instagram. So that's Greta with one T, GRETA _Razey, RAZEY. Or you can get me on my website, which is gretarazeyfitness.com. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure having you, and we'll watch out for your Instagram updates for your upcoming show in August. June? July? August?
August.
29th, was it?
Yeah, 29th.
I've got to write this down, Greta.
Yeah, 29th
Since I'm the one that's coaching you, so I better, not get you ready too early. If you're ready in June, then we've got problems.
To maintain Fraser.
Yeah, 2 months, like forget it.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And guys, if you'd like to get in contact with me, please visit my website, myposingcoach.com, or follow me on Instagram, myposingcoach. Thanks for listening. Bye.